Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Rishni here and today I will be reading and acting out my own book. Yeah, this is my own book and it is past 12 a.m. right now and it is completely okay to make videos like this, right? You can buy my book on Amazon and Flipkart though. I'll read only the first chapter. Okay, I'm back. Reader. Drunk in Jealousy by Trishni. Young adult supernatural fantasy. Why am I so awkward? The sultry voice resonates like the divine, but far from it as it is, and just the femininity of hell and heaven. Maybe it is a little too much to say, but as the world moves on to the unforgettable end, nothing to incriminate as there is nothing to fulfill. Oh, the devotion the name may have, the births and deaths will cease to serenity. Immorality to her immortality, she calls it off as she is the armor of your nightmares and the guardian of your illusions. Call it sweet dreams, honey, but you'll hide. It is the city of Regrove, small but still the largest in the Silvera Island in the northern Atlantic Ocean. Silvera Island is divided into three territories, mainly Regrove, Avnog and Hefnet. Regrove is known for the rolling hills, Avnog for the sunny beaches, and Hefnet for being just like any plain where the soil is fertile for agriculture. However, our island is the perfect example of a geographic mess on the planet Earth. We use Rex as our primary currency. Regrove might have pleasing sceneries, but it is also known for its increasing missing report cases every week. The most controversial is of Delilah's classmate Nana, who went missing in November 2021. Delilah Lilicus is just like any other normal teenager living in a classy, country-style mansion up in one of the poshest areas of Regrove City. All things are well and good for her until she gets herself into the mess of her classmate, and her mom, Mona Lilicus, decides to shift her to Regrove High even when she doesn't want to. Regrove might have the finest technology and resources, but it had only 3 schools, 2 missionary schools and the third one's government. Delilah was in Aurora's, a convent school for girls, but now she had to survive her junior year in a new public school which was co-ed. It is 2022. Maybe she does survive, but can she survive every truth? What will you do when you come face to face with the devil himself? So now I'll read the first chapter, which is the past trips. This was the prologue. If the sunshine wakes you up, you're blessed, but if your mom's noise pollution is your morning alarm, ... never mind. I still don't want to go to that school, I shouted as I dressed in a weirdly divided black skirt, a zebra belt, and a white shirt with a zebra collar. Honey, Regrove High is the best school on the island, my mom said as she handed me a pair of zebra-striped socks and brand new ugly black shoes. They should rename it as Pedestrian Crossing High instead. I found my way back to my closet. It was the first day of July and it was my first day in Regrove High after I agreed to join after 3 weeks of drama as the session started in June. I brushed my short black hair and wore a white band to keep my hair intact. Want me to drive you to school on your first day? My stepdad, Addy, called out because I had always been against using his many means of transport only for myself because I believed taking the bus or carpooling was better for the environment. Next time you ask that, I'll make sure to do a Fridays for Future protest at your own office, I joked. He laughed and I just wished I could make him my father as I never had a father for 14 years, but I just couldn't as he is also the reason why my mom isn't that close to me anymore. Hi, you're Delilah, right? A girl with a pair of huge black framed glasses approached as I boarded the revisionist colored bus. She was about an inch shorter than the 5 foot 5 inches me, and never did she blink as she stared at me. Yes, do I know you? The confused me finally responded after an awkward staring contest. I'm Vanessa. I was in Aurora Convent till the 8th grade and my mom suggested Miss Mona about this high school. She smiled and took a seat right next to me. I smiled back, but beneath my smile, I held many hard feelings for her mom, as she was the reason I got separated from my best friends. I don't know why, but after my 10th grade final results were declared, my mom had just handed me the admission form like I was supposed to just leave everything and start new. Miss Moana was none other than my mom as a counselor of my previous girls-only missionary school, Aurora Convent. She knew way too many people. Guess Vanessa's mom needed counseling when she came up with her unnecessary suggestions. I could have easily begun my junior year in my pretty old convent established in 1983, which had extremely strict rules but also some of the best people to talk to. I, along with my best friends Sana and Ashna, were the most popular trio in the school known as Three Besties. But jealous Nana tormented us since she dropped a year and joined us in 9th grade. She was manipulative as well as a compulsive liar, but it's hard to fit her as a villain because we were villains in her book. Moana was the best mother in the world. I know every child says that, but I say it sarcastically. Maybe she didn't want me to continue in that school for all that happened last year, but what she didn't know was that with Ashna and Sana on my side, I could get through any storm with a smile. The rusty interior of the school bus was enough to make the "it is a good school" an irony of the century. Most of the windows were cracked and the seats made cranky noises when we breathed. The walkway was covered with a dusty carpet, what looked like it was the only survivor of a terrible science experiment conducted in the 19th century. To boost the discomfort, a 12th grader told me stories about the primary kids shitting on the bus seats and principal's affair with one of the English teachers when both of them were married with kids. Yikes. We finally reached the school after an unpleasant ride. The school was located in the center of a forest, also known as a campus guarded by military officials. The school had merely decorated boards and shabbily painted walls. The only plus point about here might be the vast ground that was used for both assemblies and sports. Nostalgia hit me wild as I missed my previous school, which looked like a 5-star hotel, with a swimming pool, different playgrounds for different games, and we kids rode horses among the sisters who watched us 24/7. Yikes again. This isn't a part of the book. I'm just commenting on my own book. Yeah. I got my first period in that school, and that's one of the reasons why I had so much of affection with Auroras. I pushed back and forth through the assembly around and stood behind the 11th AQ. "Hi, I'm Clara," a tall girl who stood right behind me approached. "Hey, I'm Delilah." I smiled as my eyes elevated to look at the young lady who dwarfed me. She was skinny and had the perfect features to become the next top model. She introduced me to her friend Bina, who was a clerk's daughter. We introduced ourselves, but my chatty mouth had to stop as I simply started with the morning prayers. We entered 11th A together, and I could see the girls whispering while the boys stared at me from head to toe, which was cliché enough. A girl quite short and skinny than me came up and suddenly hugged me. I might have just been a ketchup packet to her as she squeezed me with her arms. "I'm Nancy. And you?" "Which school you're from? How is the school? Welcome." She pushed all those questions at me in one breath and moved on to adjust the purple frame glasses. "I'm Delilah, and I have done my 10th grade from Aurora Convent. Thank you for the welcoming hug, and I have to explore the school before an honest review." I smiled as I was never this flattered ever in my life. "Okay, high five, since you're spexy too, and maybe I can help you explore the school," she said excitedly. "I would love to, but maybe later, fellow spexy." I high-fived her. I shared a love and hate relationship with my specs. Sorry, what? Yeah, okay, I